This video introduces managing files using command line tools. File management involves creating, deleting, copying, and moving files. Additionally, directories can be created, deleted, copied, and moved to help organize files logically. First, the makedir command. The makedir command creates one or more directories or subdirectories, generating errors if the directory name already exists, or when attempting to create a directory in a parent directory that doesn't exist. Here I am in my home directory. Let's first create a directory called project. That works. The -p option of makedir allows you to create parent directories all the way down to the subdirectory that you want. You have to be careful with this because it will not catch misspelled directory names. So here I am making the subdirectory stuff in a parent directory called misspelled, and sure enough it creates it. Because the -p option assumes that you want to create everything that's missing all the way down. Without the -p, if I was to attempt to create something using a misspelled parent name, so let's create under videos, let's create a subdirectory called project. Notice I misspelled videos. It will return an error saying, gee, there is no video directory to create project in, so can't do that. If we'd used the -p option for parents, it would have created that too with the misspelling. So you got to be a little careful. The copy command allows us to make duplicates of files, to make new independent files. Let's copy movie 1 to become movie 7. You can copy more than one file at a time. Let's copy movie 1 and 2 off into the project directory that we created earlier. You'll notice when you copy multiple files on a lot of these commands that allow you to do more than one file at a time, the last argument on the command line must be a directory or else it will fail. So this will copy 1 and 2 off into the project directory. By default, if you attempt to use the copy command to copy a directory, let's try to copy videos into project. So we're copying one directory into the other directory, and by default, copy says, nope, can't do that. If you had copied other files along with that directory, those other files would have been copied, but the directories will be skipped. Basically, this protects you. It avoids unintentionally copying a large directory and contents by mistake. The link command is a little bit like copy, but instead of making full new files, it gives new names to your existing files. So for example, let's take chapter 1 and give it another name. Let's call it first chapter. So this is not a copy, this is a name to the same file. And it shows up in a different color that shows you it's a link. You can also see here the link count says that this file has 2 names, and you can see them both here. Now, I would normally use a proper word processing tool to do this, but knowing that these are empty files, I can show you that if I echo a certain amount of content into one of these files, notice the size of 6. Both of these files have changed because, well, they are the same file. So that's a linked file. Now, new administrators tend to experience a little confusion with the link command sometimes when they first use it. And this can be best explained as in your head, you're thinking, I want to link this to something that I already have. To write this out, you would say, I'm going to link this to something that exists. Well, that's backwards. All you have to do is remember the copy command. With the copy command, you have file A, and you want to copy it and make a new file called file B. If you can remember that, you can do the same thing for the link command. You link the file that you already have to become the new name that you want. That's the link command. The move command allows us to rename files. If you use it in the same directory, it will just rename a file. If you use it to go to another directory, you're relocating that file to another place. So let's move chapter 3 to become chapter 3A instead. So that's a rename. Let's move chapter 4 to another location altogether. Let's move it to our project directory. And as a relocation, yeah, it's now gone from here, and we'll see it in the project directory. The remove command allows us to remove both individual files and directories. However, by default, without special syntax, it will only remove individual files. Let's remove the chapter 5 file, for example. That works. But if we attempt to remove a directory, like projects, notice that that failed. Cannot remove it because it's a directory. And again, this is a protection mechanism attempting to disallow what could be a very dangerous remove, a lot of subdirectories and files if you didn't realize that it was going to take everything. So remove by default does not remove directories. Well, if you really did want to remove the directory, though, all you have to do is add the recursive option to the remove command. So again, be careful. This will remove the project directory and everything in it. It's going to be gone. Notice back in our home directory, no more project directory, completely gone. We also have a remove dir rmdir command that is specifically for removing directories. However, by design, this doesn't remove directories that have contents. So you couldn't accidentally remove a huge subdirectory structure full of files with it. It only removes empty directories. Now we created a subdirectory called stuff in that misspelled directory. Let's delete that. We know that stuff is empty, and it will remove only stuff, leaving misspelled there. But if I list misspelled, stuff is gone. And now with misspelled being an empty directory, I can delete that too with remove dir. This concludes the introduction to managing files using command line tools.